So, okay. Yeah, what's up, Rendo? All right, it's 4:02 right now. Let's wrap this up. Thank you to everybody for watching today. Thank you to Bears vs. Bulls. Everybody that came through. Thanks to Prad. You're going to see him in a second. Thanks to Sharif as well. Ramin on the ones and twos. Fabian as well coming through. It was a very, very big day. Hope I didn't forget anybody. And obviously, Max, thank you so much for coming out one more time today. Neil will be back in the captain's chair tomorrow. Captain's on the left or the right. I guess it doesn't matter when they see it right there. But shout out to everybody. Thank you so much for watching. We wouldn't have a show without you guys. Max, wrap this bad boy up.
Yeah, thanks to everybody.
All right. Go ahead.
See Prad on the After Hours show. What's the show called again?
After Hours with Prad.
After Hours with Prad coming up next. Stay tuned.
Ciao, guys.
Welcome all. We're going to have a lot of fun. Obviously, something's moving around. It's called ROOT. We're going to take a look at that. We also have Tesla. A bunch of EV stocks are on the list for recently. Let's actually start off with our watch list. So I'm going to straight on go to this macro. Hopefully they do work this time. So they do. Hey, there we go. We do get the macros working. Everything's working. So we don't need to hold up the production team yesterday till 5 o'clock. Lower thirds. Oh, okay, let's take off the lower thirds and then put in the Prad lower thirds. And that one's not working. Okay, we're getting there. We're getting there one step at a time. But maybe the boys can put it on over there for us. But let's start off with ROOT because that one was clearly active. And then we'll go to our watch list, our Trader TV watch list. If you haven't signed up to that watch list, make sure you go sign up. Holy smokes, ROOT now taking out $14 to the upside. Big pumps coming in. This stock will for sure be in play tomorrow. Let's actually go to the the longer time chart over here on ROOT. Let's see what's going on a 1 year chart maybe. And zoom out. Let's see how far can we zoom out. Recent IPO in 2020. Oh, guess what? That happens to be right around the time. I think no, I joined the floor on 19th, November 2019. So never mind. But coming back to the stock once was $500. I'm guessing probably some splits coming into play that brought it all the way back to the downside over here. And now we're getting a pump. Looking at previous history, let's just go back to 52-week high and 52-week low. That's the low right there. That's the high right there. If we're already clearing $14 in the after hours and trying to push higher, I don't see why we don't start seeing $20 tomorrow and much higher than that. Like that looks pretty easy to me, especially if the float's low. So we're gonna find out next on this position if the float is low on this one. So let's go check out ROOT. There we go. The float is 5.5 mil, short 18% of the float is short. So clearly it's another squeeze potential just being added on top of the short float number. 5 million shares total float and 18% of it is shorted. If the shorts are getting squeezed, this stock is gonna start running to the north side. But wait, I just remembered this is a buyout takeover rumor. So it's not going to probably run up to 20, 30, whatever. So that you can forget about that because if it's a buyout rumor and the only thing that the stock has a potential up to is a $19 and I'm trying to see if Brendan still has the software up there. I think it was 1930, 1944, 34. 1934 is the number for Root, so we can't expect 23 and all those crazy numbers to the upside. I think if the takeover bid is accurate and they don't plan to, go much deeper than, if they don't plan to go higher than that, if they don't get a higher bid, if they don't get a higher price being asked for per share, then we can't expect that price. Right now, with the $14 move coming into play tomorrow we could maybe see the stock around 17, 18, just under 19. I can't see it exactly at 19, but just under 19, giving us a possible opportunity. But keep in mind, this is just a rumor. Until a deal has been actually confirmed, it's going to be a little tricky to trade the stock and the stock like Root. We call it buyout stocks, one of our most profitable setup on the floors over here. We'll just have to wait for the rumor to get confirmed. Now, if we go back to the charts over here, ladies and gentlemen, let me just close this one. Bang, close that. Coming back to our list of stocks that we want to talk about for today. But first, I want to show you the wonderful Trader TV Live watch list. I use this watch list every single day to find the stocks that have the right catalyst behind it or the reason to move around. If a stock moves around without any catalyst, I try to stay away from it because I don't know the news. I don't know what the information is. It's could be trap, could be scary. But Trader TV comes out every single morning with a watch list to help you to understand what stocks might be, actually moving and what stocks might not be. And Tesla happens to be, for the past few days, one of those stocks because the North American charging standard is turning out to be Tesla. We heard Ford taking over or wanting to use Tesla chargers. We heard GM, Hyundai, I'm saying that right, hopefully, or Hyundai. And even now Rivian coming out recently. So every single one of them thinking about using Tesla chargers. Tesla today though, if I remember correctly, a little bit of a negative move. So let's pull it up on the day trading chart platform. As you see right there, most stocks were down 5% on Tesla. Tesla now trading at $258. If you guys remember watching the midday show, I took the 260 short, which was the low a day before 260 broke, and that gave us a beautiful $2 per share short. Can't wait to see if 260 is back in play tomorrow. As you guys can see right here on our P Pro 8 software. This 256, 255 area has a bottom, I think, yesterday. We actually opened around that area and pulled a little bit lower than the open. Then we ran up. Monster green day yesterday for Tesla. But this whole area of 250 most likely coming into play tomorrow if the market has another red day. If the market has a green day, then I think we could see the room back upside immediately on Tesla. 270, 280s might be coming back into play. This stock is looking for that 300 run, ladies and gentlemen. That 300 not too far. Only 50 bucks, and Tesla could do that in a day if it wanted to, very easily. Since we're on the topic of Tesla and EV stocks, if you're in the chat, let me know what EV stock, not just stock, what EV car would you buy if you haven't bought one yet? So let's get the chat active a little bit. I see everyone in the chat playing slots. Hopefully you guys are winning out there. I see Big Chungus took, what's that? Smart car. Okay, is that the Mercedes smart car? The little, yeah, okay. That's our production, Fabian, talking about smart cars over here. But yeah, Streamlabs, it looks like Big Chungus is taking a 49-point hit. Tony Price taking a 20-point hit. Later, Sean, have a good night, brother. And DRTK coming in with a 10-point hit. Man, Streamlabs just robbed every single one of you. Some people in the chat talking about Rivian, Aptria, Tesla, Mullen? Are we really talking Mullen? We talking Mullen right now? All right, fair. Everyone's got a choice. Yours is Mullen. Pred, what's the play Manana? Manana. I think that's like a Hawaii for homie, I think. I'm guessing that's what it is. Mañana? That's goodbye, right? What's mañana? Tomorrow. Learning Spanish with my homie Fabian. We're going to do that too. We're going to bring Fabian on here one day. We're going to interview him as if he wants to be on camera, that is. And we're going to have some fun. But getting back to the markets over here, ladies and gentlemen, Rivian is what we want to talk about next. After Rivian, we'll go on to the other EV sector, the Chinese EV sector. Rivian today looks like a little bit of a red day. Right? Most stocks had a red day. NASDAQ was down like 1.5%. QQQ and SPYs were both red on the day. Here's Rivian, ripped up a little bit off the open. Looked like it wanted to run up north and continue the momentum it had yesterday. But, oh, sorry, I was going to go to my screen so you could adjust that. So let's see if I could do that there. That should be the one. There you go. So you can adjust that. So Rivian over here, ladies and gentlemen, did try to, continue off the momentum yesterday, but didn't really do it successfully. Comes right back down, takes the pre-market low at this point, and that should have been the trigger to enter short. I guess even right here on the re-entry through 16 to the downside, that should have been a trigger to re-entry short on Rivian. But if you missed out on it, that's fine. I think we have a possibility to trade the stock again tomorrow. Look at these levels right here. Amazing levels around 1450 coming into play, and I think we could look for some longs most likely. Let's just throw some lines down. Is that the all-time low on Rivian? I'm guessing it is. That is the all-time low. So the fact that we are near all-time lows, very exciting. We got this $15, $16 area where the stock has been struggling on for multiple days. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 bounces away from that $16 area. We got a little support here. We got another minor support being formed right now at that 1439s area. So if you look at these few ranges, that looks exciting to me. So either a break of this or a break of this for a little bit down, more down move. But if I'm going to be honest with you, I can't see that down move happening. Later, Fabian, have a good night. Thank you for all of the support, my friend. Get home safe. See you tomorrow. But Rivian, ladies and gentlemen, I don't see that down move really coming into play. I think the EV sectors are, heating up a little bit. EV stocks have been going up north side. Tesla, for example. And the fact that Rivian is at an all-time low, I think I remember the IPO price, $170. If I remember correctly, let's zoom out. Or maybe 170 was the high. Yeah, it was the high. So it opened around 100 or so, and I remember ripping it to the north side all the way up to 170s, and then easiest short of life, 180 short. The stock goes all the way down to $11. It was just so easy to short the stock. Let's go to Kava after this because I want to see what Kava has been doing recently. But Rivian, these ranges over here, I'm going to be looking for possible dip by longs. $14.50, $13, $14. I'll be looking for dip by longs, especially if the stock triggers SSR, short sale restriction, which means the stock, when it drops 10%, it triggers SSR for 2 days. You cannot short the stock by just taking out the size on the bids. You have to wait on the ask for the stock to tick higher for you to get filled on the shorts. Let's go to the chart, ladies and gentlemen, or chat. What's the chat looking at? Prad, you mess with futures much? I honestly don't trade futures. I'm just your, large cap trader like Sean, I guess. I learned a lot from Sean. Appreciate all the things that he's taught me in the past 2-3 years that I've been here. And that's who, that's kind of my game plan too. I mostly trade what's in play and so on. But futures they're always in play, and they move around and they give you good liquidity. There's only one gateway, so you don't have to worry about what gateway you're putting size on and so on. It's good. I like it. I like futures. I don't really trade them as much though because my risk appetite it's very little. I don't like to lose money. I like to win, right? And with that mindset, I like to keep my risk very tight. And with futures, I think as soon as you get into one contract, you're already losing per point $5 or something on the NASDAQ. I think it's 2 on the NASDAQ and 5 on the S&P 500. I can't remember. That's the MES I'm talking about, the mini futures. But I do, however, trade it sometimes. Now, coming back to Prad, are you going tomorrow watch list? I'm not going through tomorrow's watch list. I don't know what's going to be in play tomorrow. We're going through today's watch list. We're finding plays that can kind of set up for tomorrow. For example, we laid out this trade for you live on yesterday's show, which was the short of this area right here, 115.80. If you shorted 116, 115.80 AMD for that possible gap close coming into play, this trade was given out to you on yesterday's after the close show. A lot of people on the chat obviously jumped in and smacked the crap out of this short. Let's go see if I have any animations here. I should. Where is it? Arrow down. Hey, I do have animations. Okay, I'm doing a good job over here. So yeah, big arrow down on AMD, and the gap has yet to be closed. We did bounce off of this top right here, if I can put that line down there. We did bounce off of that top just in front of 111. I think the low of day today was 111.14, so I got a long off of that level, if you guys remember. And we over here on that top is exactly 111, 110.99, so 111. I think, anywhere in these ranges would be considered gap close, but for those of you who want the specific numbers and not a zone or something, then in that case the gap has not been closed yet. But in my opinion, a couple dollars here or there, the gap is closed. The gap is closed. Now the question is, does supply continue to show up in these in this down move as we see the supply growing and growing and the demand not really there as much as it was earlier? Now does the demand show back up at the close of this gap and we are able to take AMD right back to that 115 area? That is the big question for me. People in the chat saying 109 to 111, one AMD zone. I like it. AMD zone. Yeah, 116 break was money, says Daryl Finch. I like it. I love it. I love it. That's what we're trying to do over here. Give you guys some trade ideas and setups that basically I would maybe get into. Now, on the other hand, since we're talking about AMD so much, let's just continue talking about that sector and maybe go take a look at NVIDIA. So just throwing some lines down over here, trying to see where the lows and where the tops are. You know, maybe I'll just throw it over here because that one looks a little bit of an overextension and then rip back up, but that's 360. So we'll just leave these lines on the board at the moment. We'll add this one over here at the moment too. I like that one. So these are the ranges that I'm looking for on NVIDIA. The fact that AMD sold off the way it did today and NVIDIA still at those higher end of the ranges, 430 still wants to hold. I think we actually closed 430.45 on NVIDIA. Let me check if that is true. Yeah, we closed 430.45 on NVIDIA today. After our move is a little negative, continuing on the bearish sentiment that the market has, but 420 holds. 420 holds on NVIDIA, and AMD could maybe help NVIDIA out in the next few days over here by not going too much further. But if AMD keeps on pulling back and SOXX, which is, you know, gotten hurt quite a bit today. I think SOXX down 2.4%. This is your S&P 500 iShares semiconductor ETF. Pretty illiquid of an ETF. I think a lot of you watch the semiconductor ETF SMH or SOXL. SOXL, however, is a 3 times leverage ETF, so you might want to trading SOXL is fine. But if you're watching the overall market, I would generally watch, you know, SMH or SOXX. That's just me. But each person, you know, everyone has their own setup and their own barometers and their tools that they use. And this is my tool. Now, going back to NVIDIA, the 440 break looks amazing, but I don't know if we're going to see that anytime soon. This whole AI craze that we've had recently has taken these stocks pretty far to the north side. So if we do push back to 440 and the market's looking red, the market looks you know, overweighted a little bit to the north side, then I'm possibly looking for that shorts off that 440 if we are anywhere close to that. I'm also looking for shorts on the 420 break to the downside. Today's low on NVIDIA, I believe, was just around 420. Let's go check it out. Yeah, 420.80 was the low of day on NVIDIA. Not able to really go test the size on 420 yet. But if we do push down to 420, oh, no, not on this screen. But yeah, if we do push down to 420, we're going to be possibly looking for a nice short opportunity on NVIDIA straight to the downside. And that infamous quadunk noise is being heard on the floor over here and all across the YouTube sphere from my boy Sharif. He's probably working out right now, so have a great workout, Sharif. NVIDIA. From NVIDIA, let's go to Intel. Where am I typing? Where's my mouse? Let's go to Intel, and I think it's this one. Boom, let's go to the screen. Sweet. So Intel, I would honestly tell you that I didn't think Intel had a move, you know, anywhere close to $40 in how fast it did it. Because when I was looking at Intel, I actually own Intel around these bottoms over here on my own long-term account. But when I was looking at Intel, you know, make that run back up to the north side with all the news that it had, I was expecting these tops to come back into resistance. But now after a proper break of these tops, I am looking for these tops, previous resistances, to come in with supports. So let's see if the supports can hold up over here on Intel on the way down. $31, $30. If $30 breaks again on Intel, then I'm not really too bullish on this stock anymore. Might have to start wondering about what's actually going on with this stock. I mean, look, they got a lot of catalysts coming out. They got like a news catalyst about a foundry here, a foundry there. Good night, Brendo. A foundry here, foundry there. A bunch of new things opening up every couple of days. I think these you know, semiconductor stocks have been basically harboring, is harboring a word, or hoarding their news catalysts, waiting for AI news to kind of settle down, and then they're trying to pump out more news catalysts to kind of help this whole AI, you know, craziness to keep the position of the stock up there. I mean, if I was the CEO of a stock, I would do that, right? I would let the natural craziness of whatever wave is coming, let that take my stock up. And then I would start slowly releasing good news to see if that would help my stock stay elevated and so on. Maybe like even, you know, raising your dividends or so on. We see stocks do that all the time. Target recently raised their dividend. I don't think they had that great of a quarter to raise their dividend, and they were actually selling off with all the craziness that they were doing on the political side that they got into. And you saw Target having to raise their dividend to maybe save their stock a little bit, right? So that's just my little tin hat conversation over there. We'll just have to wait and see if buyers do show back up at 30 or 31. With this move down to 32 today, I don't see why 31 doesn't show up as a level to test tomorrow for some longs on INTC. So that's my level on INTC that I'm looking forward for. We looked at AMD, we looked at NVIDIA. So let's actually open back our watch list and see what we have next. I do have crypto over here written, but instead of going to crypto, I would love to go over to FedEx because that stock actually had earnings. FedEx had earnings today. Let's see if we can... oh, that didn't work. Oh, yeah, that worked. There you go. So after the close with Pratt, the buttons are working now. I like it. Oh, the Day Trade the World logo. Oh, there we go. The Day Trade the World logo. Hey, good job, Fabian. Good job. Fabian made all those work, and I can control the logo too. But yes, brought to you by Day Trade the World, the #1 trading platform out there. If you are outside of America and anywhere basically outside of America as far as I know, you could open up a Day Trade the World office, contact marketing at daytradetheworld.com and find out how you can open up your own office. I started off, trading at these Day Trade the World offices, and here I am now on the show talking to you guys about the stock market. So you could be in those same boats maybe. So if you want to learn more, go do daytradetheworld.com, DTTW.com, and find more. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen, for sponsoring that segment. It's the Pratt After Hours show. Indeed, shout out to Fabian. FedEx. Okay, English third language. I've been telling you guys this for a long time. But look, FedEx, FDX, getting absolutely beat down yesterday in the after-hour move. You guys were watching that move with me. We had fun looking at that level. But let's actually go look at that intraday chart on how the stock moved around. And it was insane. The stock off the open rips to the north side. I did not see that coming. I'll be honest. I thought, it would maybe reject the after-hour high that we made on the move back up after the first drop, that is. So I thought it would maybe reject this area. It already had that same top in pre-market. We had the same top in pre-market, kind of that we had in the after hours yesterday. So I figured, off the open, with the spread nasty, with the volume low, the stock actually might reject over here, but instead it does the opposite, which is probably what it should be doing. With the spread nasty, with the volume low, it should be popping off to the north side, and that's exactly what it did. It ran up all the way up to $232.80. I got completely turned off from the stock. I said, I don't want to trade anymore. I'm done. I was being a little baby about it. And the stock, later on comes back to the downside. And it triggers me even more because I'm like, okay, that's my short. I wanted the short, and now I'm not able to get it. Later on in the day, you saw me take the short back at 230 when it came back, and that was a monster short. The stock drops down to 224. We actually flip long over here later in the day. That was a good long too. FedEx looks like it wants to kind of play in this range that it created in the after hours and yesterday's high. I think tomorrow we might see a sell-off on the stock. I'll be honest with you. The reason why I'm saying that is it looks very much like the Oracle setup. Oracle on good earnings actually goes down, and on pre-market and after hours it goes up. But off the open, Oracle flushes to the downside. The next day, Oracle rips up and just continues flying the next 2 days afterwards. So let's show you as an example over here. So on the earnings day, where's Oracle? Here's the earnings day. Opens up straight to the downside, right? Straight to the downside. Bro, come on. I'm trying to go long. I'm long here. I'm long here. I'm long here. I get chopped up. Stock turns negative on the day. Actually closes negative on the day. Here's the very next day after the earnings day trade. Right back to the north side. The next day, even more to the high side. And then the day after that, it starts selling off a little bit. So this right here for me looks very much like that trade. I'm most likely looking for FDX to come back down and come back hard to the downside tomorrow. We're looking for that 220 break, ladies and gentlemen, coming in very, very soon. Also, let's see what this range is. That's 215. Is that 220? That's 220. That's 220 indeed. It says 221.70. I know, but it's 220. And there's a nice gap close that can come out to be played on this position too. So we'll see if that one gets offered on the way down on FDX. Keep in mind, if today's volume was low on this position compared to his average, oh, it wasn't. Nice. Perfect. That's what I wanted to see. Average 10-day volume, about 3 million, 2.83 million. Today's volume, 7 million. So a good little increase in relative volume coming out for FDX. If that relative volume doesn't increase tomorrow, or if the volume doesn't elevate tomorrow also, then it might not be that good of a trade. People in the chat talking about Root about to toot. Root, it broke 15 or almost broke 15. It went up to 15, but keep in mind the buyout price is $13.94. We cannot expect the price to go higher than $13.94. It just won't happen unless the deal actually is being considered with some sort of a higher price in the future. You know, maybe the CEO or some other investor goes, nope, I'm not going to accept that deal because I think we can sell for a higher price. So those kind of things could come in and help the stock go higher than 1934. For now, it's just a rumor. As far as I've seen, these stocks that are you know, popping up based on a merger and acquisition rumor, they usually pop up, but then the next day they sell off and they go back down. So if I'm looking for Root tomorrow, I don't think it's tooting anywhere. I think it's actually getting booted and going back down. Obviously, I could be wrong. Trade your own book, trade your own setup, make your own plan, and always execute your plan accordingly. That is what you want to be doing. If you don't have a plan, don't trade. It's that simple. No plan means no execution. Root over here almost broke 15, but as you guys can see on the 5-minute chart over here on the right side of my screen, straight to the downside ever since that 5, 10, 15, 20, 25 minutes in a row. We've just been pushing down on Root over here. Tooted and booted. Indeed, tooted and booted. Coming back to my watch list, before I do that, I would like to take a sip of my water. So before I take a sip of my water, where do I go? It's camera 1, camera 2. I'm pretty sure this one's camera 3. It is. Hey, look at me go, ladies and gentlemen. I'm switching. I'm talking charts. I'm trying to entertain. I'm trying to do everything. I'm out here. Okay, so in the chat, let's what kind of engagement can we do? Just trying to engage the chat so I control water. Maybe I'll just drink water and stop wasting time. But I need to come up with some segments for those breaks over there. We'll come up with some segments, some fun stuff, and for anyone who wants to sponsor those segments, help your boy Trader Pratt out. G Fuel, Secret Lab. Hey, help your boy Trader Pratt out. I'm always here. Trading View, if you want to sponsor me, that works too. Trade Ideas, do sponsor us. So thank you, Trade Ideas, for hooking up with that. Use code TraderTV20, I believe, is the code right now for 20% off. Make sure you go check that out for one of the best softwares out there. You see Max the Demon, the killer gorilla himself, absolutely smacking trades every single day using said software to find stocks that are moving around on the day. And we do the same over here. I do the same too. Some sound buttons like Kramer. You wouldn't be surprised. I actually told Brendan that, hey, why don't we try to turn this into like the Kramer After Hours show? We have some buttons, we click some noises, you know, we do a bunch of stuff like that, you know, we have some fun with it. So we'll see, we'll keep building on it. Katrine's here. Hello, Katrine. I'm surprised you're still here. You're supposed to be going home, getting some rest. You work way too hard, and that's what people in the chat, though, they want you on camera, Katrine. So would you one day maybe join me as a guest? Possibly, chat. There you go. You heard it first. She said possibly, and I'm trying to ignore everything else she says because it's most likely going to be excuses, and I don't want to hear excuses. Of course, no, it's going to be a great conversation about your journey on Trader TV, how your sales going, what's your process of sales and so on. We'll have fun, Kat. We'll have fun. We'll enjoy it. But ladies and gentlemen, she said deal. You heard it first. We'll have a lot of fun with this after-hours show. A couple times, we'll just turn it into a podcast, right? We'll have fun with it. But here, let's get back to the market. Let's stop boring people. Let's get back to the market. Let's see what stocks are currently moving. We're still looking at Root, obviously, but I want to use my trade idea scanner because I keep talking about it to see if any other stocks are moving. Pixie! Oh my, I haven't heard Pixie in so long. I almost jumped out of my chair. I'm getting excited. Volume in the last 5 minutes, 11,000%. Monster volume coming in on Pixie, and we are moving to the north side on this one. We also got CDMO. If I remember correctly, this one's a earnings-based stock. So Avid Bioservices, Avid, CDMO, earnings stock today dropping like a rock, sadly. Down, was that down 16% today? Or down after hours 16%? Earnings today after market, 16% is what we see. Let me just quickly do this. I'm just going to guess that's considered, that's not 16%, is it? That's, where is my trading view again? CDMO. Today it was down 3%, and that is 16%. So we are down 16% after hours on this position. ABLR, another stock moving after hours. Aloe 39 million float, so not the largest of the floats, but you know, it's an okay float coming in. ALVR moving around a little bit to the downside, breaking $4 just now and dropping like it's hot. This is going to be triggering SSR, so 23% down means SSR for sure, most likely opening into SSR. Looks like iHeartRadio made a little bit of a bump up, but no volume actually, so not too important. What is LWLG? Lightwave Logic. Lightwave Logic is apparently going up, but what's the volume looking like on Lightwave? 0% increase on volume, so relative volume after hours is pretty dead. ADMP, light volume moves, but Pixie looks to be the main one over here. The last 5-minute volume was almost 11,000% increase, and this stock could be something to look out for. We previously have traded this stock, if I remember correctly, and we've also watched Max, the king, the man, the monster, trade the stock too. Good night, Cat. The monster trade this position previously. If we can zoom out to see what's actually going on, wowza, yeah, no way we can expect those numbers coming in anytime soon. This stock recently, or not recently, today broke, what was it, 206. So we're right around these areas, ladies and gentlemen. So tomorrow, if we're anywhere above, you know, this bottom, 265, I think that's a long. I honestly do think there could be a possible long coming in off of that 265, 280 area for a possible move up to 4. I like it. I like Pixie very much right now. It's got me excited. It was a recently all-time low. Now the only thing we're missing is oh, okay, what is this? Files for offering of 4.6 million. That's on June 7. That's an old news. The only thing we're missing right now is what the catalyst is for this one. So let's go take a look to see if we can find anything. That's on June 19th. So no new. What is today? That's today's the 21st of June. So nothing coming up yet as for catalyst. So we might just have to wait and see what's going on. AAOI. Okay, we for sure remember seeing this one move around a little bit. Currently moving around also. FNGR. Buy Bitcoin, says chat. Diego says buy Bitcoin. I have Bitcoin, my friend. I love Bitcoin. Actually, I don't know if I can say I love Bitcoin, but I have Bitcoin. We have it in my portfolio for sure. Let's go check out what Bitcoin is looking like right now. BTC. What is Bitcoin looking like? 30,000, baby. Let's go. Send it to the moon. We want the crypto, not crypto winter. We want crypto here, straight to the upside. 100K, 200K. Okay, now I just sound like Kathy Wood, don't I? But yes, those are the numbers that I would love to see, man. Like, come on, make me a millionaire already, Marky. Is that too much to ask for? Right now, as you guys can see, I'm just trying to pinpoint some highs and some lows, trying to draw some trend lines maybe to see, what the heck, why didn't you not magnet? Trying to draw some trend lines over here. Come on, Pratty, focus. There we go, trying to draw some trend lines, trying to see what can possibly get out of it. I mean, this is a monster breakout. If you ask me, we could possibly see the rejection of this top and come back and now grind somewhere in this area for possible supports. We got that one over there. I do like that area. So I'm going to have to mark that area out. And we got some new tops and some new lows coming in now with that new markings that we're putting in. And no, I don't want to put that line. I think that line would just make it really, really murky at the moment. So these are the levels over here that we're looking at. If 31,000 fails on BTC, I think we can see that move to back to the downside. If 31,000 doesn't fail, then obviously we're looking at the 32,300. And if we break past 32,300, ladies and gentlemen, I might just go crazy. I might just go crazy. Anytime we're looking at Bitcoin, it's always a good, obviously we're a stock market channel. We look at stocks over here. Anytime we look at Bitcoin, always take a look at Coinbase. So Coinbase over here, almost back to 60 today. Were you up on the day, Coinbase? You were up. Makes sense. Bitcoin up on the day. Coinbase should be up on the day. Keep in mind that our friends at Coinbase still are dealing with the SEC. Anything could happen at any day. Like it happened with Binance. They could randomly just go knock on Binance's door and slap them up with the lawsuit. They can do that with Coinbase too, and I think they did kind of do that with Coinbase. So be careful. Still very much a catalyst-based stock over here, and you could be trading it one day and randomly just be in a halt, right? So not going to be fun to be in that like a packed W situation or whatever. So not going to be fun, getting trapped in that. For me, I'd much rather go trade Mara, Riot, even BTC ETFs like BTCC.B on Toronto, TSX that is, which is trades under the Canadian equivalent of Bitcoin. You can also trade, I think it's BTCC.U.Toronto, which is the USD equivalent of Bitcoin correlation and so on. So instead of going and dancing with probably the best Bitcoin stock in the market, maybe, because it has so much overbearing catalyst behind it that can come out at any moment, I would suggest you guys and go and play with the MARA, HUT. There's so many other stocks out there that you can trade. Even Bitcoin Grayscale on Pink Sheets is something that you can get into. Shout out to Jeff Mendel from OTC Markets. So go check that one out. Marathon Digital Holdings up 4.18 today. I was looking for the $12 possible longs off of 12. I chickened out. I didn't get into it. If I did, I would have had a beautiful run up to almost $1 per share money on this position. As we try to take out the double top, but we failed to on MARA. If this after hour moves, ladies and gentlemen, if we get the after-hour move, what time was this? This is during the midday. We were already covering that during the midday. If we do get a move coming in, like in the next 20 minutes before I get off, or even later on in the night, that could really help MARA, RIOT take off from these levels to the north side. So let's go to MARA. Let's go to the one-year chart. That double top at 1283, 1290, I think that $13 break is looking very, very prime right now, getting ready to really rip past that 13 so we can go touch 1420. I don't see why that doesn't happen, especially with the way Bitcoin's moving. So if Bitcoin fails to show us what we want to see, which is more north side, then I think Mara is a rejection off of this 13 one more time as we double top off that move. I bet Riot has a similar move behind it. Let's quickly go to Riot over here. As you guys can see, Riot at the moment in a beautiful box of a range, man. You can find that on Coinbase too. Coinbase is in a beautiful box of a range, but look at how it just randomly gaps up and gaps down, and that's because the SEC catalyst, right? So which one were we looking at? Riot. Riot doesn't really do that much of it. It's holding in a nice little range. The breakout of anywhere of this range from $12 to, let's just say 13, because I want to be more important looking at this high. So anywhere from $12 to $13, exactly like MARA. If we do get that breakout, we got that potential move up to $13, $14 up here to the north side on RIOT. I think RIOT trades less volume than MARA, or other way around. Let's go see. Yeah, MARA today, 87 million shares, where the average 10-day volume on MARA is 39 million, 40 million. RIOT's average 10-day volume is 16 million compared to 40 million. And today's volume is 30 million compared to 80 million on RIOT. So depends on where you want to trade. Both stocks are same prices. They're in the same levels. One just has a lot more liquidity and the other one has a lot less liquidity. So it just depends up to you. I know where I'm dancing. I'm dancing the one with a lot more liquidity party because it just means that it gives me more chances to be wrong, more chances to get in and out of the trade, more chances to party with the girl at the end of the day, right? Find the dance floor, find that trade, and party with that trade. That's what we're looking for. RIOT, cryptocurrencies, very, very much active, ladies and gentlemen. Is the crypto winter over? Is the question that I would like to ask the chat. So if you think the crypto winter is over, hit the like. If you think the crypto winter is not over, put it in the comment section, not in the YouTube chat, but in the YouTube comments. Look at me trying to farm the algorithm over here, trying to farm the algorithm. If you think crypto winter is over, hit the like. If you think crypto winter is not over, throw a 1 in the YouTube comments. Help out with the YouTube algorithm. And if you're enjoying this new segment that we're creating over here for you guys, the after hours segment, where we want Trader TV Live to run all day at this point. We want you guys to understand our trading setups, understand our minds, understand what we do and why we do it, and hopefully you get to learn from it. At the same time, I love talking to all of you guys in the chat and learn from you guys. A lot of people in the chat over there, the OGs, you know who you are. You've taught us a lot of things, man, and we thank the wonderful community for sticking around for so long. 400,000 viewers now, ladies and gentlemen. That's all because of you. 400,000 viewers. Thank you so much for all your love and support. I would appreciate it if you would help me by smashing that like button. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Now, if we could get back to our watch list, I honestly believe I have depleted our watch list that I created. We walked through Chinese EVs, we walked through Tesla, Rivian, FedEx, crypto, AMD, Intel, NVIDIA, and Root. We talked through all about these stocks. If we can go back over here, it looks like Root wants to get back towards 14. Pump it. You gotta pump it up. Don't you know? Pump it up. You gotta pump it up. We're about to rave over here with Root tomorrow. Look, I don't expect anything higher than 1934. I already said it. I don't expect anything higher than 1934. If it pushes anywhere to 19, anywhere to 18, I'm looking short. Now, UCAR was something that was very active in pre-market, intraday today. I think it went up like 40-some-odd%. Yeah, 43% up on the day on UCAR. And apparently it's trying to move around a little bit. No, I don't really see that. It's not really doing anything, but it's popping up. FNGR, I saw that being mentioned in the chat. Let's see if FNGR is doing something. It is. FNGR had earnings today. No, it did not. This is that a Singapore? Okay, I thought it was a Turkey flag. It's a Singapore flag. Singapore company coming in. Finger motion to the upside. What does that even mean? Is this something based on touching the screen and gestures with your fingers or something, I'm guessing? I don't know what it means. But finger, nice little pop-up in the after hours. How much volume did you bring in the after hours? 28% increase right now in the volume, but it looks like we had okay volume in the after hours on FNGR. If this one brings in more volume in pre-market tomorrow, maybe we can have it on our watch list and get a little active with it. Keep in mind, once again, the #1 watch list that gets you ready every single day. Trader TV Live watch list. Sign up for that one. What does tomorrow's economic calendar look like? Tomorrow's economic calendar, this is today's. We got Fed members Mester talking right now. I don't know how long are they going to be talking for. Maybe you guys over there, someone in the chat's probably looking at it. I'm not sure if you guys are. You can let me know if anything crazy is being said by Fed Mester. But right now, markets are off. The casino is off. So hopefully they don't hurt it too much. Futures are not off. Futures are always on, and that could move around the market. Max and I were actually having a pretty interesting conversation recently. How does Robinhood allow you to trade 24 hours when the market is actually closed? Does that mean Robinhood takes the risk? And if Robinhood takes the risk, do they just take the orders and dump it into the pre-market at 4 o'clock? If that's the case, that would be like a crazy trading opportunity coming up based on how markets move on the 24-hour scale of Robinhood, and how you would be able to affect it on the open market. I'm pretty excited about how Robinhood wants to do that. But recently, Robinhood, obviously has been losing a lot of order flow. They lost a lot of members. I'm not gonna get into why, but you guys know why. Yeah, I can't wait to see how Citadel or the SEC comes around with this. Like how exactly are you letting the market be traded when all other brokers can't? That means you just have a big sum of blocks just being dumped into the pre-market open at 4 o'clock for the whole live market. A big fluctuation of the market and a longs and a buy opportunity. Like, there's some craziness going on over there. I'm pretty excited with what's going on that side. So we'll just have to wait and see if those opportunities show up. My after-watch scanner not really showing anything. There you go. After-watch scanner showing me GCI, a penny stock maybe. MULN always shows up. I ignore MULN. You guys know me. I don't really like to look at MULN. Penny stock, boring. Apple down 183.71 in the after hours. No 190 yet. No 190 yet. That's what we like to see, because if 190 happens, I'm going to be out of $300 in my pocket because I have to go blonde again. So no 190, good. But Apple indeed is 2.1 million shares traded in the after hours so far, and only 0.01% of the downside. 190 is still very possible. EXAS looks like it moved around 5.1% to the upside with very light volume. Not sure what the catalyst is. It doesn't even show any catalyst for it. SCS moved around with the earnings catalyst. Very light volume though, so not too exciting over there. And we got a couple droppers over here. GoPro dropping. Ooh, okay. GoPro dropping 9% also. That's for sure going to be on the watch list, especially if it brings in some volume tomorrow. GPro. Are you going to bring in some volume for me, GPro? Because that's going to be fun, especially... Oh, that's not GPro. That's a different stock. That's GPOR. What is GPOR? What's the news on this? Gulf War Energy announces public offering of common stock by selling stockholders. Okay, there you go. So they're diluting themselves over here. So coming in with the public offering, they're getting hurt. So I thought it was GoPro. I apologize. It's actually GPOR. It's not GoPro. I don't really see any other big major stocks over here that maybe we can guess that's going to be in play tomorrow. So I'm most likely going to be looking at Tesla once again. No doubt Tesla. We'll be looking at the Chinese EV stocks tomorrow. We'll also be looking at cryptocurrencies. The most active stock this week are cryptocurrencies most likely. I'm actually wrong on that. So right here is the most active stock today. Tesla has been the most active stock for the past few days. Palantir. But then right after that, we have Mara. We have AMD or AI-based stocks. NIO, which is EV again. So that's the sector that's been hot, ladies and gentlemen. And that's a sector that we should be looking to participate every single day and just have fun with. So congratulations to anyone who's been having profitable weeks thanks to Tesla, thanks to Palantir, thanks to the market waking back up to the north side, right? Thank you. IPO calendar. So today is July 21st. SXTP, not too much of a stock over here that we should really care about. Ooh, now it gets exciting. We got 3 decent companies announcing IPOs on the very same day. So 29th of July, is that the end of the month? 29th of July, no, so the end of the month will be 30th on a Friday. 29th is on a Thursday, so it would not be the end of the month on a trading day. But these stocks look very, very promising. Anytime an offer amount is above, 350, 400 million, I get excited about it. The recent stock that we saw, we said we were going to pull it up. The recent stock that IPO'd with the same amount of offer amount was Kava. CAVA came out recently. Was supposed to open at $17 to $22, opens up at $42, drops down to 40, and has a high of 47. And the next day was just a monster easy short on the stock. Right now, though, as expected, the volume dies off on this position after the next few days of IPO. And if these stocks do anything like Kava did, I can't wait to see how they end up moving. So 19 to 22 on KGS. 15 to 17 on SVV, sorry for my burp. FIHL with 16 to 19 price ranges being estimated, guesstimated on these stocks. 29th of June have 3 IPOs. Very, very exciting. I can't wait for that opportunities. Over here, last couple things to take a look at. The FOMC predicted interest rate hike is still being predicted at a 71% probability for a 0.25 beeps rate hike. So on the 26th of July, these numbers keep moving as we get closer and closer to that date. All we need to do is wait patiently as the economic data keeps on coming out every single day, and we find out exactly how that economic data hurts inflation or betters inflation. Hurting meaning, inflation goes bad, bettering meaning inflation goes down, and how the Fed, FOMC, the committee, then thinks about interest rates and so on. As you heard today, Papa Powell has been testifying all day, right? Papa Powell and other Fed members have been talking all day, and they're basically saying, look, we need more rate hikes. The current interest rates are high, but another thing that's high is inflation. We want it down around 2%, and it's not going down at the moment. So if that's the case, numbers need to keep on going. Rookie numbers. Right? Numbers are rookie. We need to get them pumped up. They pumped Kava hard, says Nowhere Man. Yeah, they did. And you know who was one of the biggest pumpers of Kava? At least that I saw on the Twitter sphere. It's our boy Jimmy Cramer. Jimmy Cramer was pumping the crap out of Kava, and every new tweet he posted, I was going even more short. Even more short. Take more size. I enjoyed that stock, so I can't wait to see what fun we have over here. DJ Pratt spinning them stonkalicious beats, son, says Stonkonia. Thank you, I appreciate it. I love the name Stonkonia. I would love to live in Stonkonia. It sounds like an amazing country, but we do live in Stonkonia. It's a stock market, baby. It's the World Wide Web stock market, www.sm. I don't know what I'm doing. I'm trying to make some stuff up, make some content, and I'm failing at it right now. We'll move on from that horrible attempt of a joke, and we'll talk about tomorrow's very, very active economic calendar. So ignore that. 8:30, initial jobless claims. Jobless claims are very important. The FOMC looks at that number. Anything with 3 stars or 2 stars are pretty important, okay, on this chart. So jobless claims, very important over here because the FOMC, they look at this number to see if the jobs are going higher. If the jobs are going higher, meaning, the claims, if the jobless claims are going higher, how would that affect the market? How would that affect inflation? And do we need to raise hikes? Do we continue raising them or not? So they look at that number. Existing home sales coming out at 10 o'clock. That could move around Home Depot maybe, right? Home Depot usually a good sale around existing home sales because of building homes and so on, and how much sales are going. Even insurance companies could be a good trade off of that one. Home insurance companies is what I'm talking about. Fed Chair Powell comes back on for more testification. I don't know if that's the right word, Brad, but for more testifying at 10 o'clock from Chairman Powell coming in, and more members throughout the day. So Powell at 10, Mester at 10. I'm looking for any other names from any other feds that I can see. We got Barkin, and he's going to bark at 4:30. So we'll talk about that tomorrow around 4:30. The U.S. Fed's balance sheet's coming out at 4:30 also. So that's going to be, obviously markets are closed, but we'll see how the market moves. For you oil traders, Thursday oil numbers come out. I think Wednesday is, where's the Wednesday oil numbers? Or is that natural gas numbers? I thought it was Wednesday. Is today Tuesday? No, today's Wednesday. Okay, but oil inventories comes out Thursday tomorrow around 11, 12? I thought they come out at... Okay, it says 11, so crude oil inventories, we'll see how crude futures move in around 11. Why am I brain farting right now, chat? I'm brain farting big time, and I don't know what's going on. I keep thinking wrong dates, wrong numbers, and everything. But hey, if you are someone who trades, XOM, oil stocks, crude futures, you might want to watch the market around 11 o'clock and maybe even deleverage some of your position around 11 o'clock. That way you don't get hurt if you're on the wrong side of the position. Lots of things coming in tomorrow with 2 or 3 stars. Very important economic calendar. Hopefully the market moves around with those catalysts. We don't want to see, a nothing burger day. That will be boring. Once again, the most active stocks today, Tesla, Palantir, Mara. Palantir happens to be the only stock that we didn't really talk about in this list over here. We looked at every single other list, NIO, XPEV. We can actually go back to NIO really quick. I think I didn't do NIO. So here's NIO. We talked about NIO on the show yesterday. I said I don't think NIO drops too much further to the downside. If NIO goes back down to 9, we look for a long, and NIO gave you that opportunity to go long. XPEV also pulled back down a little bit, down to 2%, but looking good. This was the only sector today that kind of held up while the whole Chinese sector was getting absolutely beat up. Look at Li Auto, up 2.7% on the day and still trying to go up in the after hours. So Chinese EV sector has been good. Someone in the chat saying, Dell Live, saying C3 AI Investor Day tomorrow. That's exciting. So here's AI going to the upside, downside, south side. Indeed, it is south side. We are back under 40 today, but with AI Investor Day coming out, that might be some fun based on what they talk about in the conference. The running joke on the floor is nobody knows what AI does. Maybe we find out what AI does by watching said conference. So I'll be there watching it. I won't be there, but I'll be looking at the conference or the investor day if I can find the link for it and seeing what happens. For the most part, this is the summary, the after hours show. Thank you for joining, and hopefully you guys are having fun watching it. PDCO, ladies and gentlemen, one of the top gainers on the day today, and that was earnings-based stock. We looked at that. $32 came into play. Didn't I mention 32 to you guys? I might have to go to this chart instead because I have levels over here. Let me show you. Trading stream chart. Come on, PDCO. No. Go to settings. Okay, screw you. I'll do this after. PDCO. Let's look at some of the lines that we threw down on PDCO yesterday on our darker. Wow, chat. Look at that. So we actually pop straight up into that whole trend line and pop above that trend line a little bit for the day, but pretty much close around that trend line. I thought the stock, on good earnings maybe moves up to 32 at best and then, stops. But this stock moves all the way up here to the top end of that trend line. I love it. I love seeing my lines come into play, right? And if we move into the 5-minute chart, let's see how this other line played out. So it actually opened up much higher, dropped a little bit lower. Probably would have gotten hurt if I tried a long around here, but not really that much. 31 held, yeah, 30.75 ORB low. I love it. PDCO though, the only problem on this stock that we had was the lack of volume on the average 10-day scale. Average 10-day scale, 900,000 shares. Today's volume, 4 million shares. So congratulations to PDCO on that one. If this one brings in volume tomorrow, maybe there's a trade over there. But I'm going to be honest, I think it's a little bit of a short tomorrow. We'll just have to wait and see if that earnings catalyst is really that strong. Lots of good movers up there, but most of them looks like were not traded on the show today. Trying to find, MSTR, MicroStrategy. We know that stock, and obviously that's moving around because Bitcoin is moving around. Let's see what stocks absolutely quadrunked today. Peloton quadrunking. Good. Go to the ground. Roblox. Roblox is struggling a little bit. I would like to see Roblox, recover. Being a gamer, I don't game Roblox, but being a gamer, I would like to see my gaming company succeed. Rivian, we saw that one. Zoom Info and ECX. That's the down movers for the day today. I would like to take this chance now to where am I going? Here. To thank you guys again for coming by for this awesome closing show. It is time to wrap it up. Someone's actually in the chat saying, yo, go home. Yeah, it's 5 o'clock, 4 to 5, an hour. I'm wrapping up. It's time to wrap up. Who is using the Trader TV chat group ID, though? It's probably Brendan. Brendan's telling me to wrap it up. Yes, ladies and gentlemen, it's time to go home. Thank you for coming by. I'll see you guys tomorrow at the... I don't know if I'm on the whole 3 hours tomorrow, so if I am, I'll see you tomorrow on midday for the whole 3 hours. If not, I'll see you at 12. We'll be back at 4 o'clock. We'll go get some sleep. See you tomorrow. Good night. Peace.